Previously on A Charming Abode, we did emotional decluttering. It was such an impactful video, not only for me, but I feel like for many. And today we're going to expand on it. In the past video, I shared all my top tips and tricks of how I was getting through the massive decluttering that I've been going through, especially since my husband, who has dementia, started having hoarding tendencies. So we're going to revisit some of my top advice, but then we're going to expand on that video and we're going to talk about things that I've learned decluttering for months now. And I can tell you, I'm pretty much a pro at this now. So I want to encourage you to go back and watch that video if you haven't, because it has some very impactful advice. And then next, we're going to be moving on in this video, and I'm going to address some of the top concerns that you guys had and listed in the comments of that video, and hopefully give you the best advice so you know how to declutter in 2025. Decluttering can be so difficult, but more than anything, I want you to know that you are not alone, and we are in this together. So let's get started today. One of the first things I want to remind you is you need to set clear goals. First, I want you to identify areas that need the most attention. Is it your closet, your kitchen, your basement, your garage? Those are things that you want to work towards. But in order to do that, I want you to start by decluttering small areas first. That is such a great way to get started, and it just really helps you I feel like, get in the mood. I don't know. And then it's like small goals that when you achieve them, you feel so much better and you really feel like you're starting to make a difference. So start small, and then you're gonna work your way into what I've been doing down here in this basement area. Even if you begin with only one drawer or one shelf, and then you move on to one room, anything like that, to avoid feeling overwhelmed will set you up for success in your decluttering journey. Next, you're going to adopt a decluttering system. And what I suggest is my decluttering system, where you're going to ask yourself, what purpose does this item serve? Sure, you can use other methods like the KonMari and those type of things where you're going to ask yourself, does this item bring you joy? But there's lots of items that bring us joy, but it doesn't serve a purpose. So if you aren't using it, you're going to lose it. And we're going to get into the emotional part of it, where we have sentimental items and how to get rid of those. Because that, I think, can be one of the hardest parts of decluttering, especially when it comes to the mental part of it, because we're going to talk about the mental part and the physical part. Because as you can obviously see in this video of me constantly going, the physical part of decluttering is exhausting and it's really difficult. It can be difficult for older ones, especially those that are like me who are doing it alone. But I'm going to continue to show you how you can do it and how you can make a difference. I have to give a huge shout out to my sponsor of today's video, Typology. If you're looking for the best skincare in 2025, this is the one that you need to try. So skincare is going to be my top priority coming into 2025. It's like something that you guys know I'm super passionate about. And thanks to Typology, I have the perfect skincare routine. Typology is a skincare company based out of Paris. They are the #1 selling brand online in France. Something I really like about them, they are simple, minimalist, and effective. We don't have a lot of time for a bunch of added ingredients, and that's something that I really enjoy about Typology. So I have my morning and my night routine, and let me tell you, this was so simple because they take the guesswork out of what I'm supposed to be doing with my skin. You can go on their website and take a quick quiz, and they will prescribe you the perfect skincare routine. So let me show you a few of my favorite things. This little serum right here for dark circles and bags under your eyes is like my new little favorite thing. So this is part of my routine in the morning. We got to get rid of those puffy dark circles before we start the day. We got to look like we're awake. So one of the things that I complain to Typology about is about how dry my skin is. I don't know about you guys, but in the winter, oh my goodness gracious, my skin is ridiculous. And I need a lot of moisturizer. So this right here is the Nourishing Moisturizer. And let me tell you, it has the hyaluronic acid and shea butter in it. But if you're like me and you're a dry skin person, this is what you want as part of your routine. The steps are super easy of what I use, but I do have to show you, even though I'm doing my morning routine, I have to show you something that is like, I think it's probably my favorite. I could sit here and say that everything's my favorite, but this right here, oh, okay, so this is part of my nighttime routine because before I go to bed, after I cleanse my face, I do these 3 steps. And let me tell you, this is the Firming Botanical Blend. Now, I'm not gonna put it on right now because it's morning, but I just have to smell it. This is the most relaxing smell that just puts me to sleep. But on top of it smelling good, obviously it has amazing results. It really locks in that moisture. I feel tightness and firming overnight with it. I feel like it seeps into my pores, into my fine lines. And then when I wake up in the morning, I just have a nice, moisturized, fresh face to start the day, to do my routine over again. So if you click the link down in the description box and head over and check out Typology and you end up spending $40, you'll get the free exfoliating toner. If skincare is super important to you and you want to make it a priority in 2025, I highly recommend that you check out Typology. It is something that you will be so happy that you did. And thank you again, Typology, for sponsoring today's video. So first and foremost, like I said, you're going to have the what purpose does this item serve? And then if it's not serving a purpose, we're going to have the 4 different categories. We're going to keep it, we're going to donate it, we're going to sell it, or we're going to trash it. Those are my top categories. And when I say donate, there are a couple different ways that we're going to go about this because I have some very useful, wonderful ideas for you that make it just an easier process. First, let's talk about focusing on the items that we actually use. I have learned that I have this terrible hang up, and I think a lot of people do also, where they feel like they need to hang on to items because they just might use it. But if you have not used that in a year, I want you to let it go because most likely you're not going to use it. And sure, every once in a while, you're gonna come across a situation where you wish you would still have that item and you're like, darn it, I had that, I could have used that. But I can tell you firsthand that that has only happened to me a couple times and I very easily went on without it. And don't forget, if you're enjoying today's video, definitely share it with your friends, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. I personally feel like getting the items out of the home is the most difficult part. I want to share with you my top suggestions. 1, if you're unable to put them in your own car and take them and drop them off at Salvation Army and that type of thing, they do have in some areas pickup available. They don't in my area because I live in a rural area, so let me show you what I've done. I took the time to bring a large amount of items that were very nice that I'm like, oh, I could have a garage sale, but you know what? Sometimes it's just easier to bless other people with the items that you're not going to be able to keep. And I put them out and then I go onto Facebook and I go to my local buy nothing group and I put pictures of everything that I'm setting out and I put a sign that says free and I tell them to come and get it. And I have to tell you, it always works out so well. It's amazing how much you can bless other people with your items that you no longer need because it's fun, because it kind of disperses it to individual people and it's more sustainable. Then your items aren't just going in the trash or just sitting in your home. It helps get it to people who could really use it. So I put my little free sign out there. I put it on the Buy Nothing groups on Facebook. I also advertise it on my own Facebook for friends and family. And it always excites me to just have everything gone. You'll be so surprised how much will actually leave your home. So if you don't have a service in your area where they can come and get the items, because a lot of times the vets will, do this method and look, everything will be gone. And now my basement is cleaned back up, back to being able to be used for my little play area for my grandkids, and so much stuff is gone out of my home. One of the top things we need to talk about is getting rid of items that you spent a lot of money on and sentimental items. I know this can be very difficult, but you can do it. One of the things you need to always ask yourself is, who's going to want this when I'm gone? And you know what the best thing to do is? Ask. Ask your children, ask your loved ones, would you want this? Is there anything that you're wanting when I'm gone? They have their things that mean something to them, but things that mean something to you probably don't mean anything to them, and it's okay to let those go. I want you to cherish the memories and not the items that aren't going to be cherished down the line. So then you also need to remember you already wasted the money purchasing the items. You're not going to get it back. You can maybe try and sell it and get a portion of it back, but just know you already wasted the money. Let it go, clear out your home. Clearing out all that clutter will make you feel lighter, more free, and definitely give you peace of mind. So I want to remind you that you're going to start small. You're going to focus on what purpose does this item serve, and then you're going to adopt a system to where you keep it, you donate it, you trash it, you sell it, you give it away. There's so many options, and definitely check in your local area to see who can come pick it up. Make this easier on you, and more than anything, do you have anyone in your family that could help you? So just remember, I want you to focus on keeping memories and not things. Things are never going to fulfill you. That's the top thing. And then moving forward, I want you to not bring more things into your home. Try to reuse what you have. There's so many items that we have that we think we need to browse items on Amazon or go through the home decor stores or shopping. Those items are not going to fulfill you. So try to limit the amount of things that you bring into your home, because once you declutter, don't start the process all over again where you're just bringing more into the home and you're just going to be overwhelmed again. I also want to encourage you, if you have sentimental items that you know no one else is going to want and they're just cluttering up because you're holding on to those memories, be sure to take photos of those items, and then you'll always have that also. But then go breathe new life into that sentimental item to someone that can love it and enjoy it and who has been searching for it at their local thrift store, and make their day by helping them find something that they can love, that you know it's time for you to let go. And lastly, I want you to remember that you did not collect all of this in a day, so you're never going to declutter it all in a day. Every little step that you make is progress. I always say progress, not perfection. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It is such a joy to be able to share with you how to declutter, and I hope you make some massive progress in 2025.